couple of weeks ago, well, last Friday, not this Friday, but last Friday, I was getting off work, and then I come home, and I was like supposed to eat, and then just don't worry about going to the gym. And I was like, all of a sudden, like, the Holy Spirit says, you got to go. So I told Jackie, I said, I'm going to go to the gym right now. She's like, okay, because normally I don't. And then, so I went down, and then coming down where the green light, where you're coming off of 405, exit 5, the off-ramp. And so there's me in the front, and there's another car next to me on the left, and the car behind him, but there was nobody behind me. So green light comes on, and then I've just like paused. I did not move at all, and normally I'm like the guy who wants to race through green light. And then so I just stopped. My hand is like one hand on the steering wheel, one hand on the gear shift, and I just didn't want to go. And then the car in front of the car behind, he went on green, and then all of a sudden my hand just, like the Holy Spirit or God just grabbed my hand and honked to the second car. And I'm still like stopped at the green light. And the car, he hit his brake, and then out of nowhere, like 90, 80 miles per hour, a car coming like off ramp, going like super fast. So the guy, the one who braked, he just hit him like right in the front, just barely touched his bumper. And then, so the car slided left and then slided right and then hit the curve and then flipped sideways. And then, so I looked at the guy next to me. I gave him a thumbs up. I was like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah. So I got out, looked, went talked to him and make sure, he's okay, because he was like mid-age man. And I said, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm like, well, lucky just your bumper got taken off. He goes, how did you know? I'm like, no what? He's like, how did you know you honked? How did you know this car was coming? I was like, I didn't. God just used my hand to honk, and I normally race through green. So if I would have went, that gentleman would have been T-boned. And I would tell you one thing: if you're going over 80 miles per hour with a T-bone, you're ending up dead. So and he said, well, thank you. I was like, no, don't thank me. Go home and thank Jesus, because he's the one who saves your life. Thank you, guys. Thank
How
you
about
too.
your own experience of many months ago that you left your home 5 minutes late?
Same thing. Like, I'm like 100% convinced the Holy Spirit works in my life, and same thing. God saved my life instead of someone else's life. Few months ago, maybe 3-4 months ago, I got out of work, and I was like, I'm kind of like in a rush to get to work, and normally I get in and start my engine and just drive up. I don't even let the car warm up, and then the Holy Spirit says, you need to pray before you go. So I spent like 2 minutes in my car praying, and then put it on reverse, start driving, and then coming down the hill on Coal Creek Highway, and there was a car, I can see him like coming down the hill, swerving left and right, and then he come into my lane and then just went like this, and then barely, like, if I was like 2 seconds ahead, I would have been the guy to get hit. And I said, thank you, God. You worked in my life again. Thank you, Pastor.
Thank you. Thank you very much.